Welcome to my channel, English Stories Today. My topics is History of Sultan Mahmud of Ghaznavi, Birth and Background. Sultan Mahmud of Ghaznavi was born around 971 CE in Ghaznavi, which is now in Afghanistan. He was the son of Sabuktigin, a former slave who founded the Ghaznavid dynasty. Growing up in a militaristic environment, Mahmud was trained in both military tactics and governance from a young age. His father's successes in consolidating power inspired Mahmud's own ambitions. Mahmud belonged to a lineage of military leaders, providing him with the resources and support necessary for future endeavors. His formative years were marked by political intrigue and regional rivalries, shaping his worldview. The Ghaznavid state was strategically located, influencing its interactions with neighboring territories. Early exposure to Islamic scholarship and Persian culture cultivated his appreciation for literature and the arts. Mahmud's upbringing instilled a sense of duty to expand and solidify his father's empire. He was known for his intelligence, ambition, and strong leadership qualities. Upon Sabuktigin's death, Mahmud inherited a realm that was both promising and challenging. He faced immediate threats from rival factions and local nobles. Mahmud's early life set the stage for his later military and administrative achievements. His desire for conquest and cultural patronage defined his reign. The foundation laid during his childhood would influence his actions throughout his life. Ultimately, Mahmud emerged as one of the most significant rulers of his time. Rise to power. Mahmud ascended to the throne of the Ghaznavid Empire in 998 CE after his father's death. His rise was not without challenges. He faced opposition from local aristocrats and rival factions. Demonstrating remarkable political acumen, he swiftly moved to eliminate threats to his rule. Mahmud's military prowess was crucial in establishing his authority and deterring potential usurpers. He engaged in campaigns against neighboring territories, enhancing his reputation as a warrior king. His successful expeditions early in his reign not only expanded his territory, but also solidified his power base. Mahmud was skilled at forging alliances with local rulers, thereby securing loyalty. He implemented reforms that centralized the administration, making it more efficient and cohesive. This allowed him to focus on his ambitions without facing internal dissent. Mahmud's leadership style combined both fear and respect, garnering him a loyal following. He strategically utilized propaganda to depict himself as a champion of Islam and protector of the faith. By the early 1000s, he had firmly established himself as a dominant force in the region. His ability to navigate complex political landscapes was a hallmark of his rule. Mahmud's determination to expand the Ghaznavid state set the stage for his future military campaigns. He envisioned a powerful empire that could rival those of the neighboring regions. His rise marked the beginning of a transformative era in South Asian history. Military campaigns. Mahmud's reign was defined by his aggressive military campaigns, particularly in the Indian subcontinent. He conducted over 17 major expeditions from 1000 to 1027 CE, each aimed at expanding his territory and acquiring wealth. His military strategies included swift raids and organized assaults, emphasizing speed and surprise. Mahmud's forces were well disciplined and included a mix of cavalry and infantry, allowing for versatile tactics. He focused on rich urban centers and strategic locations, maximizing the impact of his campaigns. These military endeavors significantly increased the Ghaznavid Empire's wealth and influence. Mahmud often employed psychological warfare, instilling fear in his adversaries. His campaigns were not solely about conquest, they also aimed to spread Islam and establish control over newly acquired territories. He faced various local rulers and resisted fierce opposition, which tested his military strategies. Each successful expedition bolstered his reputation and attracted skilled soldiers to his cause. Mahmud's expeditions into India were particularly notable for their scale and ambition. He effectively coordinated logistics and maintained supply lines, crucial for sustaining his campaigns. The conquests reshaped the political landscape of northern India, laying the groundwork for future Muslim empires. Mahmud's military legacy influenced subsequent generations of rulers in the region. His relentless pursuit of expansion reflected the aspirations of the Ghaznavid dynasty. Ultimately, his military campaigns left a profound mark on the history of South Asia. Conquests in India, Mahmud's conquests in India began around 1000 CE, marking a significant chapter in his reign. His initial focus was the Punjab region, where he sought to establish control over key territories. Mahmud targeted wealthy cities known for their riches, which were appealing both economically and politically. His military campaigns were characterized by speed and tactical ingenuity, allowing him to capture significant locations with relative ease. Notable conquests included Lahore, which became a crucial center for his operations. As he advanced deeper into India, he faced fierce resistance from local rulers but often overcame them through superior tactics. His expeditions reached as far as Gujarat, showcasing his ambition and military capability. Mahmud's raids significantly disrupted local economies and challenged traditional power structures. The plunder from these conquests filled the Ghaznavid coffers and funded further military endeavors. He aimed not only for territorial gains but also to spread Islam among the local populations. The integration of Indian territories into the Ghaznavid Empire was both militarily and administratively significant. Mahmud's campaigns also fostered a cultural exchange, blending Persian and Indian influences. His aggressive policies and military successes established a precedent for future Muslim rulers in the region. Despite facing resistance, his conquests left a lasting impact on the political landscape of northern India. Ultimately, Mahmud's conquests laid the groundwork for centuries of Islamic influence in the subcontinent. Attack on Somnath Temple. One of the most famous events of Mahmud's reign was the raid on the Somnath Temple in 1025 CE. The temple, located in Gujarat, was highly revered, and known for its immense wealth. Mahmud sought to assert his dominance and demonstrate his power by targeting this significant religious site. The attack was met with fierce resistance from local defenders, but Mahmud's military tactics prevailed. His forces breached the temple's defenses, leading to widespread looting and destruction. This raid was symbolic, representing Mahmud's commitment to spreading Islam and asserting his authority. The plunder from the temple was immense, bolstering his empire's wealth significantly. The destruction of the temple sparked outrage and became a rallying point for Hindu resistance against Muslim rulers. Mahmud's actions were celebrated in his court as a great victory, reinforcing his image as a champion of Islam. Conversely, the event was condemned in Indian narratives, becoming a source of historical resentment. The raid had lasting repercussions, influencing perceptions of Muslim rulers in India. Mahmud's actions contributed to a legacy of conflict and cultural tensions between communities. The attack on Somnath is often viewed as a turning point in the dynamics of religious and cultural interactions in the region. This event solidified Mahmud's reputation as a conqueror, while also igniting debates about religious identity. Ultimately, the raid on Somnath became an enduring symbol of his reign and its complexities. Governance and administration. Mahmud implemented effective governance strategies that contributed to the stability of the Ghaznavid Empire. He centralized authority, establishing a system that integrated newly conquered territories into his administration. His focus on efficient tax collection and revenue generation allowed for sustained military campaigns. Mahmud appointed capable governors to oversee different regions, ensuring loyalty and effective governance. His administrative reforms streamlined operations and minimized corruption, enhancing public trust. He encouraged trade and commerce, facilitating economic growth and cultural exchanges across his empire. Mahmud also invested in infrastructure, building roads and cities that improved connectivity and communication. This development was crucial for maintaining control over vast territories. The administration balanced military strength with civil governance, providing stability during his reign. Mahmud promoted religious tolerance, allowing for a degree of coexistence among diverse communities. His policies aimed at integrating various cultures helped solidify his rule. The centralization of power under Mahmud created a legacy of strong governance that influenced later empires. His administration was characterized by both efficiency and adaptability in the face of challenges. The reforms he instituted contributed to the longevity of the Ghaznavid state. Mahmud's governance set a precedent for future Muslim rulers in the region, shaping the administrative landscape. Ultimately, his leadership laid the groundwork for a more unified and prosperous empire. Cultural contributions. Under Mahmud's rule, the Ghaznavid Empire experienced significant cultural development and artistic flourishing. He embraced Persian culture, which influenced administration, literature, and the arts. Mahmud's court became a hub for scholars, poets, and artists, fostering a vibrant intellectual environment. This cultural patronage led to a rich blending of Persian and Indian traditions, enriching the region's heritage. Mahmud supported architectural projects, including mosques, palaces, and public buildings that showcased artistic achievements. The empire became known for its contributions to literature, particularly Persian poetry. Mahmud's reign saw the emergence of notable figures like Ferdowsi, who composed the Shahnameh, celebrating Persian history. This cultural revival was not limited to literature. Advancements in science, philosophy, and education flourished. Mahmud encouraged the translation of texts and the study of various disciplines, promoting learning. The arts under his rule reflected a synthesis of diverse influences, fostering a sense of identity. His commitment to culture helped preserve Persian traditions during a time of significant change. The Ghaznavid period is often regarded as a golden age for Persian literature and culture. Mahmud's patronage contributed to a legacy of intellectual and artistic achievements. This cultural renaissance had lasting effects on the subsequent development of the region. Ultimately, Mahmud's reign is remembered not only for military conquests, but also for its cultural contributions. Patronage of arts and literature. Sultan Mahmud of Ghaznavi was a notable patron of the arts, significantly influencing the cultural landscape of his empire. He welcomed prominent poets, scholars, and artists to his court, creating a vibrant artistic community. Mahmud's support for literature led to the flourishing of Persian poetry, which became a hallmark of his reign. Among the notable figures was Ferdowsi, whose epic Shahnameh celebrated Persian heritage and history. This literary work was instrumental in preserving the Persian language and culture during a period of political upheaval. Mahmud commissioned various artistic projects, including manuscripts and architectural works that showcased the empire's wealth. His court became a center for learning, where scholars exchanged ideas and innovations flourished. The blending of Persian and Indian artistic traditions enriched the cultural fabric of the region. Mahmud also promoted the development of historiography, contributing to the recording of history and identity. In calligraphy and miniature painting, Mahmud's commitment to the arts elevated the status of artists and intellectuals in society. His reign is often characterized by a rich cultural tapestry that transcended ethnic and religious boundaries. The arts under Mahmud reflected the empire's diversity and complexity, influencing future generations. His legacy in literature and the arts continues to be recognized in Persian culture. Ultimately, Mahmud's patronage played a crucial role in the cultural renaissance of the Ghaznavid Empire. Legacy and impact. Sultan Mahmud of Ghaznavi left a multifaceted legacy that continues to resonate in historical narratives. He is remembered as a powerful military leader who expanded the Ghaznavid Empire significantly through numerous conquests. His aggressive campaigns altered the political landscape of northern India, establishing a precedent for future Muslim rulers. Mahmud's efforts contributed to the spread of Islam in the region, influencing local cultures and societies. However, his military actions also fostered resistance and resentment among Hindu populations, leading to a complex legacy. Culturally, he is credited with promoting Persian literature and arts, leaving a lasting impact on the region's cultural heritage. His patronage of scholars and poets helped preserve Persian traditions during a time of significant change. The administrative frameworks he established contributed to the stability and governance of his empire. Mahmud's legacy is often viewed through a dual lens, celebrating his military prowess while critiquing his conquests. His actions sparked debates about religious identity and cultural interactions in South Asia. The conquests he initiated set the stage for centuries of Islamic influence in the subcontinent. His reign also illustrated the interplay between military conquest and cultural patronage. Mahmud's legacy remains a subject of study, reflecting both the achievements and tensions of his era. Ultimately, he shaped the trajectory of Islamic rule in the Indian subcontinent, leaving an indelible mark on history. Death and historical significance. Sultan Mahmud of Ghaznavi died in 1030 CE after a reign of over 3 decades, leaving behind a vast and influential empire. His death marked the beginning of a gradual decline of the Ghaznavid state, which faced internal dissent and external pressures. Despite the challenges, Mahmud left a legacy that continued to influence subsequent rulers in the region. His conquests reshaped the political landscape of northern India, setting a precedent for future Muslim expeditions. Mahmud's cultural contributions fostered a legacy of Persian literature that resonated through generations. His patronage of the arts and scholarship left an enduring impact on the region's cultural heritage. Historical narratives around Mahmud are often polarized, celebrating his military achievements while critiquing his methods. His life and reign are seen as a turning point in the history of South Asia, influencing the dynamics of religious and cultural interactions. The empire he built was significant in establishing a lasting Islamic presence in India. Mahmud's death ushered in a period of change, as the Ghaznavid Empire faced challenges from emerging powers. His legacy also prompted debates about identity, religion, and governance in the region. The historical significance of Mahmud lies in his ability to blend military conquest with cultural patronage. Reign is a crucial chapter in the study of medieval empires and the spread of Islam. Ultimately, Mahmud's life and achievements continue to be recognized and analyzed for their impact on the course of history.